Hi, this is Greg Wells with All Call Automotive Contact Centers, and welcome to today's focus point. Today we're going to be talking about delivering exceptional emails, and we're really talking about the one-off personal emails, not email marketing and those kind of things. So let's get started about a little about us. All Call is an outsourced BDC, and we also help dealers facilitate the launch and operation of BDCs. And we work with dealers all over the U.S. and Canada. One thing we do at All Cause, we send a lot of email, thousands of emails every day going out through our outsourced BDCs, and then if you add in what our clients are doing, there's literally tens of thousands of emails going out every day. And the first thing we got to realize is the battle of the inbox. There's 200, almost 300 billion emails sent daily, and most of those are spam or viruses. So, the goal with any email, first and foremost, is to make sure it gets read. And to do that, we've got to make sure it gets into the inbox. Secondly, I guess it would be to get a customer to do something, right? To take action, either reply to the email, give us a call back, schedule an appointment. But in a nutshell, we want to get a response. So let's talk about an exceptional email. We've got our 10 tips for creating an exceptional email. Let's jump into those. First and second. First one there is attention-grabbing subject lines. So, you're competing with their family and maybe some of the retailers that they love, that they do business with, and our subject line is just laying there in the inbox. So we need to get that read. We find probably the best way to get an email read is to use the customer's name in the subject line, and then also your name if you're a BDC agent. So for example, it might say something like, hi Greg, this is Jessica at BDC Motors. Secondly, we want the email to be from an actual person. And these things should match too, right? So if the subject, if the sender line says Greg, then the signature line should say Greg, and Greg should be a real person. When we see emails, your friends at BDC Motors, those kind of things, it's just not going to have the impact and compel a customer to read it, because it's just going to look like junk mail to them when it has that ambiguous sender. The next thing is we got to stay away from those spam filters. These are some things to avoid. Punctuation, salesy words, 20% off, big sale, inventory reduction, 0%, no payment for 90 days, huge inventory. All these are triggers for the spam filters that this might be spam, or just something that the receiver's not really wanting to see. Using all caps in the subject lines is a no-no. Using symbols, for example, if you wanted to say 0% in your subject line, instead of using the 0 and the percent sign, just spell it out, 0%. Make sure all your words are spelled correctly. Colored fonts, some hyperlinking, excessive hyperlinking, can cause emails to go into a spam filter. And then also creating an HTML email that's nothing but one big image. So you take a PDF of your newspaper ad and you hyperlink it to the specials page. There's basically no content in that email. It's just one big image. Therefore, the spam filter doesn't really have anything to filter, and it's just going to throw it into the spam box, into the junk. There's really two filters you have to get past. There's the spam filter, and then there's this meter. There's this filter, right? So your customer knows what BS looks like and sounds like. So just make sure that your subject line is personable, is from a real person. Use their name, use your name, avoid all the spam triggers, and you should get through to that inbox. Third thing is we want to brand your company. You should always be using a company email address when you're emailing your customers. Send those emails from the CRM tool, and have your company branded either in the logo or the slogan, something in the email. You don't want it to look like a billboard, but you want it to look professional, and think of it really as a piece of stationery, how a piece of stationery might look. Fourth thing is you want to personalize your message. This is just huge that we make sure we're personable in our emails, in our message. We're going to get a lot more responses when we're just trying to have a conversation via email than any other thing that you could put in there. Really, just talk to that customer. Our recommendation: you burn your templates. We actually, when I was still in the dealership way back in 2003, we printed all the templates out of the CRM, put them in a metal trash can, took it outside, set them on fire, and we quit using them. We quit using templates. Not entirely, but for the most part, all the emails going out to an unsold customer were, had a personalized message from that agent, and it's just a lot more effective. You get a lot more responses. You're going to set a lot more appointments that way. When you think about templates, really just think about a piece of stationery, and so design stationery, not templates. This is going to speed you up. You want to have the look and feel too of your dealership. Again, everything is branding. Here's a sample of a dealer's website. You can see his email. Templates are obviously related to the look and feel of the dealership. You'll see we've got all the branding up here. We've got calls to action, and then we've got the place for the BDC agent to type her message or his message. And of course, you would want to have a full signature in there as well. When typing your message, just type like you talk. My advice to my agents all the time, and this is not just in an email, in a voicemail too, right? Just type like you talk. Have a conversation. It's going to be a lot more meaningful to your customers. I actually saw someone typing something like this the other day, and come on, guys, this isn't how we talk, right? So it just has to be real to that customer. Also, be descriptive. Communication is primarily visual. Next is tonality. So just think about an email. 7% of communication, of the impact of communication, it comes from actually words. So an email, just words on a page. Just make good use of those words. Be compelling. Be personable. You can bring visual effects into your email, certainly with pictures and graphics, hyperlinks, videos. Those are all things to do that you can do to boost that communication. People think in pictures, so be descriptive. Describe your process. Describe what's going to happen when they get to the store. And describe it in detail and get them to see a movie that you want them to see. And this is going to help you set more appointments. In your email, you just got to be relevant and congruent. So relevant just means that you're in step in the conversation, and congruent is that we've got a message that makes sense, that based on the last message and based on the next message, that this message kind of fits a pattern or a sequence. So if we have a relevant message, it fits a process, we're going to see more success with those emails. Have a clear call to action in your email. You've got to ask your customer to do something. You've got to ask questions. I hear BDC agents complain that nobody responds to their email, and then I look at their email and there's nothing to respond to. You didn't ask them to do anything. All you did was provide some information. The customer's like, thank you very much, and there's no compelling reason to really reply to that email. Always define the next step. This is really, really important in your email. Let them know what the next step is. Maybe it's researching their trade, getting them pre-approved, scheduling a test drive, or maybe it's just that I'm going to call you back in a couple of hours, or I'll try you at home tonight, or I'll be doing some research on this car and I'll have this information to you in the morning. Just don't leave the process hanging. Always define that next step. And remember, all these steps lead to a showroom visit, a test drive, and hopefully, a car deal. Put the secondary calls to action in your email. These are very, very effective. You can refer to them in your email. So you might say, in order to research your trade, refer to the Get Trade Value button below. To save time when you come in, you can get pre-approved. Refer to the Get Approved button below. Just put these secondary calls to action, build those into your email, and let's try to get that customer to take action somehow. Ninth, add unexpected value to your email. Really, we're talking about a customer who's not emotionally involved. They're they're in a very analytical mode, shopping online, sending emails, comparing data, looking at figures, looking at stats. You got to bring some emotion into it, and it's easy to do an email here. You may want to send a personal video. Maybe it's a walk around of the car, or just a message from you on a webcam. Texting is another great way to get customers to respond. I know we're talking about email, but it's got to throw that in there. Texting texting and video are probably the two things we do here at All Call that get the most responses and get those responses quickly. But there's other things you can do to add value. A car history report, maybe a good description of your value process, maybe a nice deep analysis of the car and its value, a market report, other vehicles, or maybe just a coupon, just something to add some value to that email. And 10th, the last rule is the carpenter's rule. Everybody knows the carpenter's rule, right? What is it? Measure twice, cut once. So there is no unsend button on an email. Once you send it, it's gone. Just make sure it's ready to go. I recommend you have others proofread your email if you're sending it to a lot of people or there's a lot of content in that email. Send it to yourself first. Look at it on your mobile device. Make sure it looks good. Your merge codes are working, and it looks nice on the screen. The spacing, the structure, and all those things look good. So there you go. There's our 10 tips to delivering exceptional emails. If you want to learn more about email or any BDC taxes, visit us at www.myallcall.com or give us a call anytime at 888-608-1681. We're always happy to help and share our knowledge when it comes to BDC processes, and we'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. Go out there and deliver some great emails, and as always, good luck and good selling.